Caitlin Clark naturally changes the space on the floor. Pat
Clark launches and hits!
Pure joy.
Launches a deep three and gets it to go. They are smothering on defense when they get there. Indiana with the first 7, and the Valkyries respond with the next 7. Launches and hits a triple.
What a game. The Indiana Fever have finally beaten the Golden State Valkyries, and this game, you could cut the tension with a knife. It was chippy. It almost felt kind of like a powder keg that could explode at any moment. There were a lot of fouls, and each team was given 2 techs. That is 4 techs for the entire game, including one that Caitlin had no idea about.
Caitlin Clark came back from the injury drama. And one game later, the WNBA already had another controversy on its hands.
Great to be here with you guys today. Caitlin Clark makes her triumphant return. 22 points, 9 assists. She was this close to getting that double-double, but as soon as Stephanie White said, wait, she has 9 assists, you know what Stephanie White did? She said, hey, you, Missy, come here. Sit down right next to me on the bench. No double-double for you, Caitlin. You're gonna sit next to me. Oh, you hate to see it.
Because yes, the Indiana Fever beat the Golden State Valkyries 90-82. Yes, Clark finished with 22 points and 9 assists. And yes, Indiana got the win. But that is not the moment everyone is going to remember. Everyone is going to remember Caitlin Clark and Janelle Salon getting tangled up, emotions boiling over, and both players getting hit with technical fouls.
Things got a little edgy there right before halftime. Salute to Caitlin for standing up for herself and not taking any stuff from the Valkyries. Man, I don't think this was one of these situations where girls are hating on Caitlin. I feel like this was just Caitlin going after the ball. The girl hit her with a chicken wing. This was you know, the girl should have let Caitlin foul her. Maybe they would have went to the line and got some cheap free throws. I do not think this has anything to do with girls hating on Caitlin. I did not get any of that from the Valkyries today, man. I just got that they're a tough team. Not like the tough as like the Raiders or the, you know, Detroit Pistons, but they're a tough, solid team. They play the right way. They're a very, very good team.
And that moment told us everything. Because this was not just a normal bit of contact. This was Caitlin Clark being tested again. Clark had just missed the previous game against Portland with back soreness. So before she even stepped onto the floor against Golden State, there were already questions everywhere. Was she healthy? Was Indiana being careful enough? Was the Fever handling her body properly? And could she still take the kind of physicality every team is clearly throwing at her? Golden State did not wait long to find out. They got into her space. They made her work. They tried to make the game uncomfortable.
Beat a very, very good team tonight, and we had to be tough. You're not going to beat them being soft. Caitlin set the tempo by, you know, standing up to them. And this right here, these girls was going at it. Everybody was trying to get switched on to Caitlin. And this girl, I will say this girl right here crossed Caitlin, almost made Caitlin fall in the first half with a crossover. And she hit somebody else with a crossover. I forgot. I think Lexi, she hit with a crossover too later. This girl got a mean crossover, Tiffany Hayes. And she was getting to the rim at will. They could get it, was giving it just as much as they was getting it. You know, this is the type of team. And look at Maisha. Both teams' players came in, but salute to Caitlin, man. She showed good toughness tonight because.
And eventually, it boiled over. Clark and Salon got tangled during a rebound battle. Arms locked. Bodies came together. The frustration spilled out. The officials stepped in, and both players were given technical fouls. Now, with most players, that is a quick moment and everyone moves on. But Caitlin Clark is not most players.
Oh, you hate to see it. Caitlin Clark, logo threes, FU threes, 3-level scorer, taking it to the rack, mid-range fadeaways, FUs. Love to see it. Her and Tiffany Hayes going head-to-head, face-to-face at half court. Caitlin Clark pulling up from long range, Tiffany Hayes turning around, looking at CC. Caitlin Clark says, let's go. Me and you right now. And as soon as that occurred, Tiffany Hayes couldn't hit a layup for the rest of the game. As soon as that moment transpired, Tiffany Hayes was too worried about sticking it to CC. She forgot how to play basketball. Ooh, it was bad.
Every bump gets clipped. Every reaction gets debated. Every hard foul turns into a national argument. And every time another player gets physical with Clark, fans ask the same question. Is this just normal WNBA toughness? Or is Caitlin Clark being targeted again? That is why this moment exploded. Not because it was the wildest altercation ever. It wasn't. It exploded because of the context.
In the fourth, Indiana Fever's clearly going to win this game, but that's not the storyline. The storyline of this today is the situation between Caitlin Clark. Now, yes, reports was coming out about her back injury. Now, after doing further research, looking online, going through some footage, and I do not got this clip of Caitlin Clark being on the bench and she did not look like she wanted to get up during a timeout break. Like most of the time we see Caitlin Clark jump up, go to the huddle with the team. It was a lot of times, a lot of this. It was a whole lot of her looking off into space. A lot of people is frustrated and pissed off with the Indiana Fever simply because there is a strong possibility that Caitlin Clark was potentially benched due to that situation that made headlines with Stephanie White, with her snatching her arm out of her hand, with her jawing off to Brianna January on the sideline. There is a lot of fans that is saying today that there is something going on with Caitlin, and there is definitely something going on within the locker room of the Indiana Fever, and that's what we're finna talk about right now. Live on American life.
Clark was coming off an injury concern. The Fever were already under pressure. Fans were already worried about whether Indiana was protecting her properly. Therefore, when Salon got physical and Clark reacted, it instantly became bigger than one play. It became another example of the Caitlin Clark problem the league still does not know how to handle, because Clark is in an impossible position. If she stays quiet, people say she is getting pushed around. If she fires back, people say she is too emotional. If she complains, people say she wants special treatment. If she says nothing, the physicality continues. So what is she supposed to do? That is why this moment mattered.
If they shell scrub is telling the truth, how do you report no injuries yesterday? If you knew this was a strategy, it should have been announced at the beginning of the season so people could buy tickets according to the Indiana Fever. Now, somebody sent me this photo of Caitlin Clark at practice yesterday. And this photo right here shows Caitlin Clark's demeanor yesterday at practice. So as you guys can see there, it's almost like they're making Caitlin Clark take a timeout. Not in game terms, but you know how like when you was a kid, you got to go take a timeout because you was mouthing off to the teacher. That's what this photo right here looks like. This looked like Caitlin Clark is just in limbo right now. And what's crazy about all of this is that
Clark did not just react because of one rebound. She reacted because every game now feels like a test. Opponents are not just trying to guard her, they are trying to shake her. They press her full court. They bump her off the ball. They crowd her landing space. They talk. They reach. They make her fight for every inch. And the goal is obvious. Make Caitlin Clark uncomfortable. Make her rush. Make her angry. Make her respond.
This is the junior goon squad to last year's Tina Charles, Marina Mabry-led Connecticut Sun. That is what the Golden State Valkyries tried to turn into with Caitlin Clark, but it did not matter because my demon was on timing and she tore him up. We got to get to Maisha Hines-Allen on this one. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. We got to get into it. So there was a few mix-ups here in this game versus the Golden State Valkyries. And what I noticed and what many people noticed was Maisha Hines-Allen was not hesitant. She was sprinting front and center. Who said what? Who trying to do what? Who trying to touch 22? What you want to do? We love that. We love that because for so long we watched Caitlin Clark get targeted and get flagrantly fouled, people poking her in the eye, people knocking her to the floor when the game is not even in play, and none of her teammates would step up and defend her. That's a part of the reason why Sophie Cunningham went up to 1 million followers overnight, because we saw, okay, she understands the benefits that she's gonna get coming to play with Caitlin Clark, the style of play, all of the off the court stuff, but at least she's willing to do her part and protect the GOAT. That's part of the reason why we love Sophie Cunningham, and that's just a fact.
Because if you can get Clark out of rhythm, maybe you can get the Fever out of rhythm too. That is the battle Golden State was trying to win. But here's the part that should worry the rest of the WNBA. Clark still got the last word. She finished on the floor. And that is what people should be talking about. Because this was not just Caitlin Clark snapping. This was Caitlin Clark showing she can be pushed, tested, annoyed, and still impact winning. That is a scary sign. The league already knows about the shooting. Everyone knows about the logo threes. Everyone knows the passes can break a defense in 1 second. But the next stage of the Caitlin Clark story is about toughness. Can she survive the physicality? Can she handle the cheap contact? Can she stay composed when opponents clearly want a reaction? Against Golden State, we got part of that answer. She is not backing down. And honestly, that is what Fever fans wanted to see. They do not want Clark playing scared. They do not want her absorbing contact all night while everyone else just watches. They want to see the edge. They want to see her stand her ground. They want to see her make it clear that if teams are going to test her, she is not just going to smile and walk away every time. But Indiana also has to be careful, because this cannot become Clark fighting alone every night. That is how this gets dangerous. The Fever need to protect their star better, not by making her soft, by making sure she is not constantly left in chaos. Teammates need to be present. The coaching staff needs to control the tone. The offense needs to give her rhythm. And the Fever need to make sure Clark is playing basketball, not constantly battling through emotional traps. Because opponents are going to keep doing this. They have seen how big the spotlight gets when Clark reacts. They know if they bump her, grab her, talk to her, or frustrate her, the whole game changes. So every team will try some version of it. That is why the Salon moment matters going forward. It was not just one heated exchange. It was a preview. This is how teams are going to play Caitlin Clark. They will test her body. They will test her patience. They will test the refs. They will test Indiana's response. And they will try to find out how much she can take before she loses focus. But the problem for them is this. Clark is learning too. She is learning when to respond, when to walk away, when to use the anger, and when to turn the entire moment back into basketball. That is what happened against Golden State. Salon tried to match her physically. Clark fired back. The officials gave them both technicals. The clip went viral. But Clark still walked away with the win. And the Fever got another reminder of what they have. A player who can bring drama, attention, production, and winning all in the same night. That is why this game matters. Not because Caitlin Clark got a technical foul, but because she got tested, fired back, and still delivered. She came back from injury concerns. She took the contact. She stood her ground. She ran the offense. She helped Indiana win. And she reminded everyone that the Caitlin Clark experience is never just about the box score. It is the shot making, the passing, the pressure, the emotion, the controversy, the reaction, the feeling that every single game could turn into something bigger. And right now, the rest of the WNBA is learning a difficult lesson. You can try to rattle Caitlin Clark. You can try to make her uncomfortable. You can even drag her into a heated moment. But if she still walks out with the win, you did not expose her. You only made the spotlight brighter. And after what happened with Janelle Salon, one thing is clear. Caitlin Clark is not backing down from anyone. If you're still watching, drop Clark fired back in the comments.
Average 9 per game, right up the middle. It's Tiffany Hayes. Tell exactly what happened there as Clark bounces inside for Boston.
Good patience.
Boston played 21 minutes. Win on Wednesday, but scored 24 points as Hayes staying aggressive and draws
Off the clock, not allow Indiana to sprint into their actions early.
Boston has a lot of space down there, and she goes right to work. Fakes the three on the drive, and the left-handed push shots. Clark whip inside. It's Boston right on the money. It's Chen. The switch on to Boston. Tries to use her speed and will. Lays it in. All about overcoming that. They did so a year ago, but certainly need everybody healthy here in 2026 as Tiffany Hayes off to a great start. Spins away from Hayes, fades, fires, and hits.
What a tough two. Hayes on Clark.
Launches over Clark and hits a three. It's been the Tiffany Hayes show here in the first half. Now up by 6. This is their largest lead as Williams turns the corner, gets right to the rim, and a timeout. Boston trying to direct traffic. Shot clock running low again. Mitchell finds some space and knocks it down.
To the nail.
Clark feed inside. Hines Allen, kick out. Cunningham hits a three. It's a me here pulling down the rebound and finishing.
So long and athletic. Teammates in South Carolina.
Clark fire away and hits a three. Now Burton will attack Clark on the other end and get it to go. Good. Chen drives on Cunningham, floats it up and floats it in. Tough shots. Ball swinging. Here is Cunningham back for Boston. Boston on the drive. Good ball movement. And Hull cashes in with a three. Hayes on a crossover.
Same thing here.
And Chen answers. Hull left open and hits a three.
Caitlin Clark can read the floor so well.
Oh, with the shot clock down to 6. Here is Mitchell, feed inside. Boston faces, spins, pretty footwork.
Absolutely fantastic footwork.
Here in the third quarter is winding that clock down on her former teammate, hits a three. Big shot, Tip Hayes. That's beautiful cross-court pass, and Chen answers.
That takes some time off the shot clock.
Hayes on Clark. This matchup starting to heat up. Clark on the drive, draws the foul, banks it home, and one for Caitlin Clark. Beautiful find, inside for Cunningham, and one. The third quarter, Hayes turns the corner and gets to the rim. Handoff, Boston backing away inside. Boston turns, fades, fires, and hits.
Beautifully done.
Tip out Hull, Boston's open, and she hits a three.
Triples, that is tough to guard, especially with size.
Even better shot making by Gabby Williams. Mitchell, corner, Johnson, buries a three.
Just takes her off the ball at the beginning.
Feed inside Boston, extra pass to the corner. Johnson drives, feed inside, Gamecock to Gamecock. Cunningham, hand off to Johnson, who drives, floats it up and in. Golden State here have for a response. This is a gritty, tough team. As Hayes drives into Timpson and banks it home. Cunningham, handoff Johnson into a triple team. Out to Clark. 3 more! Indiana loses Thornton on the other end, who lays it in. 10-point lead is down. 26 minutes here tonight for Clark. Cunningham chop fakes the three and goes right up the middle. Burton on a step back. Hits a triple.
Big time. So much so that we're starting to argue about stuff, and she loves it.
Cunningham buries a triple. Off the offensive rebound, the Fever get 3. Boston wide open and cashes in for 2.
Smart play by Clark.
So 6-point game, just over 2 minutes to go. Chen on the drive and lays it in. It's a 4-point possession, and it's a 4-point game. Fever earned their 3rd straight win. The 4-2 start is their best since 2012 when Indiana won a championship. And for the first time, the Indiana Fever have beaten the Golden State Valkyries.